everyone, welcome to another Finally Friday video. This week I'm going to be making a card with this butterfly punch from Fiskars, and I'm going to use some pattern papers from Basic Grade. This is from their Origins collection, and I'm going to use a few different patterns. And this is the sketch for today. This is the one from last week, and this is today's. Just 4 butterflies. I've got a thanks sentiment and some scallops and things like that. So I'm going to start out with some black cardstock, and I'm just folding it in half so that it's a standard size card. Okay, and I have this wood grain stamp from Hero Arts. I'm going to do some clear embossing with it, so I'm going to put some Versamark ink down on it. I'm just going to really coat the stamp. Get nice and juicy. Okay, and then I'm just going to put my card front down. I have a brayer over here that I'm just going to use to really get an even coverage on this stamp. You can also just press with your fingers or something like that. Or I've seen some people take, hello, it's rolling away, take a bone folder and just go like this over it, which really helps as well. Alright, so I've got my wood grain on there. This is some clear embossing powder. I wanted to put a stamp on this black card in particular because black can be a really tough color as a card base for cards because it can be very flat. And I didn't want that to happen, so I thought I'd add some texture to it. Okay, so there's the front of the card. I'm just going to use my heat tool. And I'm keeping the heat tool moving as I'm embossing because I don't want the cardstock to work too much. Okay. Alright, so I have I'm going to let this cool down a little bit, but I've got that texture on there. It's going to be really nice. And believe it or not, this card didn't warp too much. I don't know if you can see that, but this is a really good example of how to emboss without having it warp all over the place. Okay. I'm going to put some pattern paper on this card. I'm going to add this one down here to the front, down to the bottom, but I don't want it quite that wide, so I'm going to cut it. Be about right there. I'm going to take this green. I'm going to use, let's see, which one do I want? I'm going to use the Fiskars Scallop Sentiment Edge Punch. Okay, and I've got it like this, but I want it to be a really thin scallop. So I'm going to take my ruler and an X-Acto knife and just cut it off so it's really thin. Okay. And I can add it to the top of that one. I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow Mono multi-glue. I'm going to set that aside to dry while I punch out some butterflies. Like I said before, this is from the Origins collection from Basic Gray. And I'm just going to punch out some butterflies. And I'm going to adhere this to the bottom of the card. I'm just going to use a regular adhesive for that. Okay, I've got this little thanks sentiment. This is from the, let's see, Thanks Designer Cuts digital kit in the two-piece store. You can get it and cut it out with your Silhouette or Cricut. I cut this one out with my Silhouette. Normally I use my Cricut, but I don't know if I just have the settings wrong on my Cricut or not, but I discovered that for really small, intricate things like this, my Silhouette tends to do a little bit better. So I'm going to do some more testing between the two machines, but you can use these files on both machines and practically any other digital cutting system that you have. So I'm going to attach this Thanks with the Tombow Mono glue again, and I'm just going to get the little areas that would pull up easiest. If you have some sort of like Xyron machine or something like that, this would be the time to use it. I'm going to kind of fluff the butterfly wings, basically just bending them right there. And then I'm taking the mini glue dot and kind of rolling it into a ball and putting it on the butterfly. Okay, before I finish the card, I thought